Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Daily Dose of English. I'm Tom, your English teacher and friend, and I'm so happy you're here with me today. How are you feeling? I hope you're ready to learn, practice, and have some fun with English. Today, we're going to talk about something everyone loves: hobbies and free time. Do you know what a hobby is? A hobby is something you do for fun when you're not working or studying. It's something that makes you happy. Maybe you like reading books, playing sports, or cooking delicious food. Whatever you enjoy doing, today you'll learn how to talk about it in English. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to tell people about your hobbies, ask others about their free time activities, and have real conversations about what you love to do. We'll learn useful vocabulary, practice common phrases, and even share some stories together. And of course, we'll do lots of shadowing practice to help you speak more naturally and confidently. So grab a notebook if you want to write down new words, find a comfortable place to sit, and let's begin our English journey together. Remember, learning English is like learning to ride a bicycle. At first it feels difficult, but with practice it becomes easier and more natural. Are you ready? Let's go. Let's start with some essential vocabulary about hobbies. I'll say each word twice, then you repeat after me. Reading books. Reading books. Now you repeat. Playing guitar. Playing guitar. Now you repeat. Watching movies. Watching movies. Now you repeat. Cooking food. Cooking food. Now you repeat. Taking photos. Taking photos. Now you repeat. Great job! Now let's learn some more hobbies. Listen carefully and repeat. Swimming in the pool. Swimming in the pool. Now you repeat. Dancing to music. Dancing to music. Now you repeat. Painting pictures. Painting pictures. Now you repeat. Playing video games. Playing video games. Now you repeat. Gardening in the yard. Gardening in the yard. Now you repeat. Excellent. You're doing wonderfully. Now let's learn some important verbs we use when talking about hobbies. These are action words that help us describe what we do. I enjoy reading. I enjoy reading. Now you repeat. I love swimming. I love swimming. Now you repeat. I like playing chess. I like playing chess. Now you repeat. I prefer watching TV. I prefer watching TV. Now you repeat. I'm interested in photography. I'm interested in photography. Now you repeat. Notice how we use different verbs. Enjoy, love, like, prefer, and interested in. All show different levels of how much we like something. Love is the strongest, and like is more casual. Let's practice these in longer sentences. Now let's make our sentences longer and more natural. Remember, in English, we often add details to make our speaking more interesting. In my free time, I enjoy reading books. Let me break this down for you. In my free time. In my free time. Now you repeat. I enjoy reading books. I enjoy reading books. Now you repeat. Now the full sentence. In my free time, I enjoy reading books. In my free time, I enjoy reading books. Now you repeat. Let's try another one. On weekends, I usually play basketball with my friends. Let's practice in parts. On weekends. On weekends. Now you repeat. I usually play basketball. I usually play basketball. Now you repeat. With my friends. With my friends. Now you repeat. Full sentence. On weekends, I usually play basketball with my friends. On weekends, I usually play basketball with my friends. Now you repeat. When we talk about hobbies, we often mention when we do them. Let's learn some useful time expressions. Every morning. Every morning. Now you repeat. Twice a week. Twice a week. Now you repeat. Once a month. Once a month. Now you repeat. In the evening. In the evening. Now you repeat. During my lunch break. During my lunch break. Now you repeat. Now let's use these in complete sentences. I go jogging every morning. I go jogging every morning. Now you repeat. I practice yoga twice a week. I practice yoga twice a week. Now you repeat. I visit museums once a month. I visit museums once a month. Now you repeat. Now let's learn how to ask other people about their hobbies. This is very important for making friends and having conversations. What do you like to do? What do you like to do? Now you repeat. What are your hobbies? What are your hobbies? Now you repeat. Do you have any hobbies? Do you have any hobbies? Now you repeat. How do you spend your free time? Let's break this down. How do you spend? How do you spend? Now you repeat. Your free time? Your free time. Now you repeat. Full question. How do you spend your free time? How do you spend your free time? Now you repeat. What do you do for fun? What do you do for fun? Now you repeat. Responding to questions. When someone asks about your hobbies, here are some natural ways to answer. I really enjoy cooking. I really enjoy cooking. Now you repeat. My favourite hobby is photography. My favourite hobby is photography. Now you repeat. I'm really into music. I'm really into music. Now you repeat. I spend most of my free time reading. Let's practice in parts. I spend most of my free time. I spend most of my free time. Now you repeat. Reading. Reading. Now you repeat. Full sentence. I spend most of my free time reading. I spend most of my free time reading. Now you repeat. Practice section. Dialogues and role play. Dialogue 1. Meeting a new friend. Now let's practice with some real conversations. I'll be two people having a chat about hobbies. Listen first, then we'll practice together. Person A. Hi, I'm Sarah. Nice to meet you. Person B. Hello, Sarah. I'm David. Nice to meet you too. Let's practice these greetings. Hi, I'm Sarah. Hi, I'm Sarah. Now you repeat. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Now you repeat. Person A. So, David, what do you like to do in your free time? Person B. Well, I really enjoy playing the guitar. How about you? Let's practice. What do you like to do in your free time? What do you like to do in your free time? Now you repeat. I really enjoy playing the guitar. I really enjoy playing the guitar. Now you repeat. Person A. That's cool. I love music too. I sing in a choir every Sunday. Person B. Wow, that sounds fun. How long have you been singing? Let's practice these responses. That's cool. That's cool. Now you repeat. I love music too. I love music too. Now you repeat. I sing in a choir every Sunday. Let's break it down. I sing in a choir. I sing in a choir. Now you repeat. Every Sunday, every Sunday. Now you repeat. Person A. I've been singing for about 3 years now. Do you play in a band? Person B. Not yet, but I'd like to join one someday. Practice. I've been singing for about 3 years. I've been singing for about 3 years. Now you repeat. Do you play in a band? Do you play in a band? Now you repeat. Not yet, but I'd like to join one someday. Let's break it down. Not yet. Not yet. Now you repeat. But I'd like to join one someday. But I'd like to join one someday. Now you repeat. Dialogue 2. Talking about weekend plans. Here's another conversation about weekend activities. Person A. What are you doing this weekend? Person B. I'm planning to go hiking. The weather should be nice. Practice. What are you doing this weekend? What are you doing this weekend? Now you repeat. I'm planning to go hiking. I'm planning to go hiking. Now you repeat. Person A. That sounds great. Where do you usually go hiking? Person B. There's a beautiful trail near the mountains, about an hour from here. Practice. That sounds great. That sounds great. Now you repeat. Where do you usually go hiking? Where do you usually go hiking? Now you repeat. There's a beautiful trail near the mountains. There's a beautiful trail near the mountains. Now you repeat. Person A. I've never been hiking before. Is it difficult? Person B. Not at all. You should try it sometime. I could show you an easy trail. Practice. I've never been hiking before. I've never been hiking before. Now you repeat. Is it difficult? Is it difficult? Now you repeat. You should try it sometime. You should try it sometime. Now you repeat. Common phrases for showing interest. When someone tells you about their hobby, it's nice to show interest. Here are some useful phrases. That sounds interesting. That sounds interesting. Now you repeat. Tell me more about it. Tell me more about it. Now you repeat. I've always wanted to try that. I've always wanted to try that. Now you repeat. How did you get started? How did you get started? Now you repeat. That must be fun. That must be fun. Now you repeat. Let me tell you a story about Maria and her new hobby. Listen carefully, and then we'll practice key phrases together. Maria was feeling bored last month. She worked all day and came home tired. She only watched TV in the evenings. One day, her friend Lisa said, Maria, you need a hobby. Something fun to do after work. Let's practice some key sentences from this part. Maria was feeling bored. Maria was feeling bored. Now you repeat. You need a hobby. You need a hobby. Now you repeat. Maria thought about it. What did she enjoy? She remembered that as a child she loved drawing, so she decided to try painting. She went to an art store and bought some paints, brushes and canvas. Practice. What did she enjoy? What did she enjoy? Now you repeat. She loved drawing. She loved drawing. Now you repeat. She decided to try painting. She decided to try painting. Now you repeat. At first, Maria's paintings were not very good, but she didn't give up. She watched YouTube videos to learn techniques. She practiced every evening for 30 minutes. Slowly, her paintings got better and better. Key phrases to practice. At first, her paintings were not very good. Let's break it down. At first, now you repeat. Her paintings were not very good. Her paintings were not very good. Now you repeat. But she didn't give up. But she didn't give up. Now you repeat. She practiced every evening. She practiced every evening. Now you repeat. Now Maria loves painting. She paints landscapes, flowers, and sometimes portraits of her friends. She even joined a local art club where she meets other artists every Saturday. Maria says painting makes me so happy. It's relaxing and creative. I wish I'd started earlier. Practice these expressions. Painting makes me so happy. Painting makes me so happy. Now you repeat. It's relaxing and creative. It's relaxing and creative. Now you repeat. I wish I'd started earlier. I wish I'd started earlier. Now you repeat. Story 2. Tom's Weekend Adventure. Here's another story. This one's about me and my weekend hobby. Every Saturday morning, I wake up early around 6 a.m. Do you know why? Because I love cycling. I put on my cycling clothes, eat a light breakfast, usually just a banana and some toast, and then I get my bicycle ready. Let's practice. I wake up early. I wake up early. Now you repeat. I love cycling. I love cycling. Now you repeat. I get my bicycle ready. I get my bicycle ready. Now you repeat. I meet my cycling group at the park at 7 a.m. There are usually 6 or 7 of us. We're all different ages. The youngest is 25 and the oldest is 68. But we all share the same passion for cycling. Practice. I meet my cycling group at the park. Let's break it down. I meet my cycling group. I meet my cycling group. Now you repeat. At the park. At the park. Now you repeat. We all share the same passion. We all share the same passion. Now you repeat. We cycle for about 2 hours through the countryside. The fresh air feels amazing. Sometimes we stop at a small cafe for coffee and talk about our week. It's not just exercise, it's also social time with friends. Key phrases. We cycle for about 2 hours. We cycle for about 2 hours. Now you repeat. The fresh air feels amazing. The fresh air feels amazing. Now you repeat. It's also social time with friends. It's also social time with friends. Now you repeat. Cultural note. Hobbies around the world. Did you know that popular hobbies are different in different countries? In Japan, many people enjoy origami, the art of paper folding. In Brazil, playing football on the beach is super popular. In India, many people love playing cricket in the park. What's popular in your country? Think about it. Let's practice talking about cultural hobbies. In Japan, people enjoy origami. In Japan, people enjoy origami. Now you repeat. What's popular in your country? What's popular in your country? Now you repeat. Now let's learn how to express stronger opinions about hobbies. This will make your English sound more natural and confident. I'm absolutely passionate about photography. Let's break this down. I'm absolutely passionate. I'm absolutely passionate. Now you repeat. About photography. About photography. Now you repeat. I find gardening incredibly relaxing. I find gardening incredibly relaxing. Now you repeat. There's nothing I enjoy more than reading. There's nothing I enjoy more than reading. Now you repeat. I'm not really into sports, to be honest. Let's practice. I'm not really into sports. I'm not really into sports. Now you repeat. To be honest. To be honest. Now you repeat. Talking about how hobbies make you feel. Hobbies affect our emotions. Let's learn how to describe these feelings. Painting helps me relax after a stressful day. Painting helps me relax after a stressful day. Now you repeat. Running gives me energy and clears my mind. Let's break it down. Running gives me energy. Running gives me energy. Now you repeat. And clears my mind. And clears my mind. Now you repeat. When I play music, I forget all my worries. When I play music, I forget all my worries. Now you repeat. Cooking makes me feel creative and accomplished. Cooking makes me feel creative and accomplished. Now you repeat. Discussing how often you do your hobbies. Let's practice talking about frequency with more detail. I try to practice piano at least 3 times a week. Let's break it down. I try to practice piano. I try to practice piano. Now you repeat. At least 3 times a week. At least 3 times a week. Now you repeat. I go swimming whenever I have free time. I go swimming whenever I have free time. Now you repeat. I only get to paint on weekends because I'm so busy. Let's practice. I only get to paint on weekends. I only get to paint on weekends. Now you repeat. Because I'm so busy. Because I'm so busy. Now you repeat. Wow, we've learned so much today. Let's quickly review the most important points. First, we learned basic hobby vocabulary like reading, swimming, painting, and cycling. Remember, when talking about hobbies, we often use ing forms of verbs. We practiced key questions. What are your hobbies? What are your hobbies? Now you repeat. What do you do for fun? What do you do for fun? Now you repeat. We learned how to answer naturally. I enjoy cooking. I enjoy cooking. Now you repeat. My favourite hobby is photography. My favourite hobby is photography. Now you repeat. We practice showing interest. That sounds interesting. That sounds interesting. Now you repeat. Tell me more about it. Tell me more about it. Now you repeat. Remember, the key to talking about hobbies naturally is to use simple, clear language. Add details about when and where you do your hobbies. Explain how your hobbies make you feel. Ask follow-up questions to keep the conversation going. Your homework for this week. Pick one hobby you have or want to try. Practice talking about it for 1 minute every day. Record yourself if possible, and notice how you improve each day. Thank you so much for learning with me today. I hope you enjoyed this lesson about hobbies and free time. Remember, having hobbies makes life more interesting and gives you great topics for conversation in English. If you found this lesson helpful, please subscribe to Daily Dose of English. Hit the notification bell so you won't miss our next lesson. Next week, we'll learn how to talk about food and restaurants. It's going to be delicious. Leave a comment below and tell me, what's your favourite hobby? Try to write at least one sentence in English. I read every comment and I love hearing from you. Keep practicing every day, even if it's just for 10 minutes. You're doing an amazing job learning English, and I'm proud of you. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. You can do this! This is Tom from Daily Dose of English saying goodbye for now. Keep learning, keep practicing, and keep smiling. See you in the next lesson. Bye-bye.